Good evening,
Can you hear
everybody.
me?
This is Andrew. Yep. John, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Andrew McLaughlin with National Truck Driving School, and I want to welcome everybody to our live Tuesday night webinar. Our special guest tonight is John Heine with TMC Transport. Hello, John. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. John, we still have a lot of people still signing in. While we're doing that, I'd like to go ahead and get some housekeeping out of the way and pop back in here. All right, so tonight we got John Heine. Everybody who's listening, you could be watching on your computer, your laptop, your tablet, or your phone. And if you notice those little numbers that I have up there, there's little controls that you're able to use. This is an interactive webinar tonight, so you're going to be able to ask John questions directly about TMC and why it's a great place to work. Number one, you're going to see the little orange microphone. It has a line through it. We are in the listen only mode for the first part of the webinar tonight, but towards the middle, we're going to open up the microphones. We're going to give you a chance to ask John a question about TMC and about what we're talking about tonight. Number two is the little hand icon. I'm going to ask everybody to just click on their hand. This lets us know that you can hear us okay. Very good. Thanks, Don. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Richard. You can leave all those hands up and I can put them all down in one quick sweep. Okay, just like that. Marina, I don't know if you see it or not. Okay, and I put them down like that. Number three is the little questions box. Besides John and I tonight, we have some other people in the background that are answering questions on the chat board or on the questions board. Feel free to also use your chat as well. Number four is the camera icon. We're not going to use cameras tonight. It takes up a lot of bandwidth. So we won't do that tonight. And again, if you have questions, feel free to raise your hand and we'll open up the microphone and we'll let you ask your questions while you're thinking about it. Okay. National training. Let me first tell you a little bit about who we are. This is actually our 8th year of doing these live Tuesday night webinars. So we're very happy about that. We've been around since 1978, so been in business for 43 years and have over 40,000 graduates. At the school here, you know, it's our goal to go beyond entry-level job training. Okay, so everything that we have to do the best. Okay, we have a 350-acre training facility with our own 1.25 mile private highway, all types of trucks, different makes, different models, and different types of transmissions. And we're one of the few schools that still actually teach on manual transmissions. So we teach 9-speed, 10-speed, as well as automatics. Okay. We get this question all the time: why drive a truck for a living? And it's with that I want to introduce John Heine and TMC. John, you want to first talk a little bit about TMC's history?
Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. So a little bit about TMC and what we're all about is that we were started back in 1972. So we're not just some startup company. We've been around for almost 50 years next year. And we are strictly a flatbed trucking company. That's what we do. That's what we are known for. We don't have any vans, reefers, tankers, anything like that. Just strictly a flatbed trucking company. We are known for our black and chrome trucks. I think they are probably the best looking trucks in the industry. They're all Peterbilt. We have queen size bunk beds in the back with a 24-inch flat screen TV, surround sound system. We do have a spot for a refrigerator, microwave, plenty of storage area. In the front of our trucks are all leather interior. We have Qualcomm system, a CB radio, weight gauges, and our toll passes / easy passes, so you guys don't have to worry about that. We do have automatics and we do have 10 speeds. So the nice thing with National is that, they have both there. Obviously, whatever you determine you want to drive at TMC, we do have both.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. And some of the other things about your equipment is you guys actually do you have the safety stuff and all of that stuff?
Oh yeah.
You know, the lane
Oh yeah.
control and that. Yeah.
All the bells and
Um,
whistles, with the mirror, sensors, that will pop up, if there's vehicles to the left, to the right of you. So obviously, a lot of safety features with this truck.
right, right. And that's kind of cool. And they are beautiful trucks going down the road. Um, let's talk a little bit about the benefits. So
Yeah.
you're a trucking company. A lot of the trucking companies have the health insurance and the life insurance and the 401k. Let's talk about TMC.
Yeah. So I mean, just like a lot of trucking companies, obviously, we have United Healthcare. Our rates are basically if you're married, it's $140 a week. That is your medical, dental, vision, and your life insurance. If you're single, it's $37 a week. That is your medical, dental, vision, life insurance. If you are a single parent insuring yourself and your kids, it's $70 a week, and that is your medical, dental, vision, your life insurance. We also have a 401k, like Andrew mentioned. It is we will match 10% of your first 6% after 5 years. You're fully vested. We do have a family ride along program, so if you have a spouse or a child of the age of 10, they can ride along with you. Tuition reimbursement, which is
I
very
like
nice.
that. I like that one.
If Obviously, if you pay for the school and or use the post 9/11 GI Bill, we will reimburse you $200 a month up to $6,000.
And that's on
Uh,
top of your regular pay, right? On top of your
correct.
regular pay. Nice.
Yes. Yeah. And then we have paid vacation. You get 7 days paid vacation after a year, 14 days after 2 years. And then obviously the icing on the cake for TMC is that we are an employee owned company. So after you work for our company for a year, you will start collecting shares into the company. Now the nice thing is obviously is that you don't put money into this. We don't take money out of your paychecks. After you work for us for a year, we take your salary, multiply your salary by whatever the profitability of our company is for that year. So obviously the two numbers will change. Last year was 15.4%. So if you've made $70,000 last year, I'll multiply your $70,000 by 15.4%. That's $10,700 being added to your trust account for that year. Now, um, we went employee owned in 2013. So anybody that's been in our company since 2013 to 2020, which is 7 years, the average person has around $87,000 in that trust account. Now, obviously, the big question that everybody asks me is, so what's the kicker and how do I get my hands on that money? So the kicker is to be fully vested into our company. You got to work for the company for 6 years. So that means whatever's in that trust account after 6 years is mine. Now, if I decide to leave after 5 years, I still get 80% of whatever's in that trust account. If I leave after 4 years, I get 60%. If I leave after 3 years, I get 40%. If I leave after 2 years, I'll still get 20% of whatever's in that trust account. So what's nice is that the longer you're with the company, the more money and shares you will get, and how that retirement account builds up.
Wow.
So that is something that's super nice.
Yeah, that is super nice. Now, one of the things that we love about TMC being employee owned is that the pay structure is not cents per mile,
Correct.
and basically the structure that you have, percentage of the load, is probably for the driver. that's the best way to be paid.
Yeah, in my opinion, cents per mile over percentage pay is that obviously dealing with percentage pay, it's like being an owner operator. I mean, you're getting a percentage of the load, and that's the way owner operators get paid. So we're going off of that model, and that you get 20 starting out, you get 26% of the load. Now, an average load for TMC goes 450 miles, in which I would charge a customer right around $1,100 for that load. Well, if you're getting 26%, well, that's $280 for that one load. And then if I tarp that load, I'm going to get $40 on top of that. So now you're looking at an average load being tarped. I'm getting paid around $320 for that one load. Your goal with TMC is to do 5 loads in a week. 5 times 320 is $1,600 a week. So an
Can't
average
argue with
driver
that.
right
Yeah,
now is making between $75,000 and $80,000 a year.
very nice.
And
Very
then,
nice.
as you can see in the slide, in the percentage pay, is that every 30 days you're evaluated. So every 30 days, we look at your miles per gallon, your out of route mileage, your revenue, having certain endorsements like a hazmat passport, TWIC card, keeping our trucks clean, time management gives you points. And then, as you can see, you can climb the ladder of percentage every 30 days, going all the way up to 32% in your first year, and then 34% overall. And as you can see right now, and as Andrew can testify, is that freight right now is just ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
And
crazy numbers.
and we're charging, a customer, shoot, some of them we're charging about $3 a mile. Well, if I'm charging $3 a mile and you do the math at 26%, I mean that's almost 78 cents a mile that you're getting.
Right.
So, you know, right now, like I said, it's just the freight is just ridiculous right now, and we're charging customers a ridiculous amount of money, which in turn, every time I charge my customer more money, well, that means the driver's
Drivers
getting a
making
pay
more money too. Yeah.
is making more money too. So right now, like I said, the rates are ridiculous, and like I said, the drivers are making ridiculous amounts of money.
Okay. So
Um,
so you guys basically a flatbed company, and
yes,
and there's some real benefits to being a flatbed driver or a flatbedder. Is everything is being unloaded by a forklift.
correct. It's no
Pretty
touch.
much. Yeah. And you're still getting some exercise by being able to throw tarps and things like that. It's not like driving a box truck where you're sitting in there eating and drinking all the time and not doing anything. So we got
Right.
a lot of our students, and like I told you last week when I went in there, uh, TMC probably has the most amount of students in this past year going to TMC than some of the other companies, which was very cool to see. And,
Yeah.
and and a lot of it has to do with the owner being an owner operator, being a employee owned. That appeals to them. This pay scale appeals to them, and again, also having that exercise, um, as far as staying fit. Um, that's very very important.
Right.
Um, so I know that you are very military friendly as well,
Yes.
and a big part of your company guys are military as well.
Yeah. So 37% of our company are military vets. Um, One thing that we do have is an apprenticeship program at TMC. This allows you, the military vet, to collect on that BEH, the stipend. All right, we're not taking months of the GI Bill away from you. It's just allowing you to collect on the housing stipend. It is a 2-year program at TMC, but you can stop it at any time. You don't have to do the full 2 years. If you want to do 3-4 months while you're getting your feet wet with the company, we use Des Moines zip code for this, which is $1,400 a month on top of your pay. Now we start the process at the orientation. We'll submit it to the VA, then the VA will submit a letter, or will send you a letter letting you know that you've been approved or disapproved for this program. Like I said, it's just a way for you to collect on the housing stipend. We also put a star on the side of your truck with whatever military branch you've served under. Besides putting your name on everybody's truck, that we put that on the driver's side door, um, with your name on there, as well.
Okay, and for those that are in the military and they're talking about the BA, this, basically what that comes out to is about $1,400 more a month on top of your regular pay.
Okay, yeah.
And when you talk about that, it's like like having a second job almost, uh, money wise for doing the same work. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, so we have some experienced drivers online with us tonight, John, as well.
Hmm.
Some of them are past graduates. Some of them never came through national, but they're here because they saw the ads on Facebook or about the webinar, so they're on tonight. Uh, if an experienced guy wants to get into TMC, what would happen there? How does that work?
Well, I mean, it's the same process. They'll still go online and apply for TMC. Now, what's nice is that for the experienced drivers, instead of starting out at 26% of the load, they will start out at 27% of the load. Um, there also is a sign-on bonus for experienced drivers right now. Um, I'm not clearly sure what that sign-on bonus is. It might be around 25 or $5,000.
Yeah, depending
There
upon
is,
where they live, I guess, right?
yeah, there's no contract with that. It's just basically we're just trying to look for some experienced drivers. We
Yeah.
start we start an orientation every single week, every Monday. Um, for the experienced drivers, they don't have to be there for the full 2 weeks of orientation. It might be only 5 or 6 days. And then they go out with the trainer maybe for about 1 or 2 weeks with the trainer instead of the 4 weeks with the trainer.
Okay, very good, very good. So for those of you that are experienced drivers, think about TMC as a possible new home. And speaking of home, one of the other reasons we talk about TMC and flatbedding is typically you guys are out for 3 or 4 weeks at a time and then come home.
No, we're home
Or
on the weekend. So our
okay,
home time is our drivers coming home on the weekend. So they'll come home on Friday. Now, what's nice about everything is that the truck is coming home with you. So you don't have to go to a terminal and park your car and, things like that. This truck comes home with you every Friday. So you can park your truck at a Home Depot, a Lowe's, a Walmart, a truck stop nearby your house. Or if you have a house big enough for truck and trailer, you can park it right at your house. Now, when you come home, majority of the time the truck is going to be loaded. That's going to help you determine when I'm going to leave out from the weekend. So if you have a load that still has to go about 150, 200 miles away from my house, yes, I'm probably leaving out on Sunday afternoon. But if it's 50 miles around my house, well, shoot, I can leave out early Monday morning, drop that thing off, then go get my second load. But our motto at TMC is to get our drivers home on the weekend. All right. So leaving out either on Sunday night or Monday morning, coming home on Friday.
and is TMC basically 48 states?
We are 48 states, but majority of our driving is from the Midwest to the East Coast. But yes, I have drivers that want to stay out on the weekend. So
Well,
obviously
that's
those,
that's a good question too. Can they
yeah,
do that if they wanted to stay out, 2 months at a time?
absolutely, yeah. If you want to stay out and just keep making money, then yeah, you stay out. You can stay out as long as you want. Obviously, those individuals I can send out to California, Washington State, Las Vegas, whatever. But majority of our drivers, stay between the Midwest to the East Coast.
Okay. I'm starting to get some questions on the board here, and they wanted to know about like hiring areas.
Hmm.
What are some of
So
the places that
our
maybe that you
hiring,
don't hire from?
yeah, our hiring area is from the Midwest to the East Coast. With Florida, it gets a little tricky if you live south of I-4.
Okay.
That's kind of our borderline down there. If you live about maybe 5-10 miles south of I-4, that it's about a buffer right there. But if you live like down in like Miami or
Yeah,
the Keys or whatever, that's kind of out of our area. But anything that is north of I-4, you're good to go. Orlando is good and stuff like that.
yeah, and a lot of the companies exactly the same way. They got a lot of freight coming in, but not a lot of freight going out.
Correct. That's why we don't go to Miami, because
The
we can
hometown,
get freight
right?
to go in, but we don't get freight coming out of Miami.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, okay. What else are we missing tonight, John?
Training.
Oh
So
yeah,
our orientation it's a 2 week orientation. Uh, for a lot of the guys that live in Florida, it's going to be in Columbia, South Carolina. If you need transportation to our orientation, it will be by rental car. So I'll purchase the rental car for you. You drive it to Columbia, you'll hand it in, you'll stay at our hotel for free. I'll feed you breakfast and lunch every single day. I will pay you $650 a week for that orientation. Now, during that 2 week orientation, that's when I teach you how to do the tarp and the strap and the chaining, um, electronic logs, driving our trucks around. And then after that 2 weeks, you go back home for the weekend. And then we have 4 weeks of over the road training with a trainer. That does not mean 4 weeks straight. So when the trainer comes home for the weekend, you come home for the weekend also, which is nice. And then you get $650 a week for that training. Then after that 4 weeks, you go back to Columbia. You'll pick up your black and chrome truck. It will have your name on the driver's side door. And then your first 2 weeks in your own truck, you are guaranteed $1,000 a week, no matter what. We want you to drive safely, not feel like you're being rushed in your first couple of weeks. Obviously, if you make over $1,000, I'll pay you over the $1,000, but at least you know, hey, I'm gonna
I
make a
got a
thousand
minimum.
dollars.
Yep, a minimum. All right,
All right.
very good. All right, let's open up the phone lines and see. Does anybody have any questions for John and TMC? Go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll open up your microphone. All right, I'm going to read some of the ones on the board here. Um, okay, he said he had a felony 10 years ago. Can I still get hired by TMC?
Yeah, we go back 10 years. So, if it's been 10 years, we will definitely take a look at you for sure.
Okay. And with with that being said, people should apply
Oh, yeah,
as a case by case basis, depending upon what the charges were and what the situation was, I guess.
correct. Hmm.
Very good, very good. Any other questions for John tonight? I'm not seeing too much. A little bit smaller group tonight. All right. All right. Well, John, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. Don't
Uh-huh.
see any other questions. And I know that you were at the school this week, and you're pretty much there for almost every class. So if
Yeah,
anybody online is going to be here, you'll actually meet them in person when they come to school.
right. And if they want, you like I said, you can always call me on my cell. My phone number is 951 691 2983. Again, my phone number is 951 691 2983. You guys can call me on my cell if you guys have a specific question about TMC. We love National Truck Driving School. As Andrew said, I mean, we probably get 4 to 5 individuals out of that school every single month. So,
Yep,
we have great drivers that come out of National, and National is a great school, great instructors. Love that school. It's one of my favorite schools that I have. So, if you decide on National, you're going to a great school. So,
very
uh,
good.
if I can help you guys out in any way, feel free to, like I say, call me, and I'll answer any questions you guys got. So,
Excellent. And again, John's number is 951
yep,
691
yep,
2983.
yep,
Very good. All right, John. I think now that I'll talk to you pretty soon. I
yeah,
think everybody knows now why I drive a truck for a living. Go to a place like a flatbedding where you can make $80,000, $90,000 is pretty good. But what I hear most why people want to drive a truck for a living is the job security. It's never going to go away. Okay. Um, Even if they have autonomous trucks, 10, 15 years from now, and I think it's still that far away, it's still going to have a pilot. It's still going to have a truck driver, somebody with a CDL. Um, a lot of the companies today, there's lots of different types of driving. John talked about going out Monday through Friday. We would consider that type of a company a regional job where you're home every weekend. But you could stay out longer if you wanted to be. You could be an over-the-road driver. Some companies even have local work or dedicated type of routes that you could do. Many of the people that come to school, the first time they ever get up into a truck is when they show up at school. Okay, so here at National, we have cab overs, we have conventional condos, we have sleepers, we have day cabs, and again, we have 9-speed, 10-speed, as well as automatics. We also have simulators here at the school as well. When people get into a truck, this is a typical truck, a TMC truck, or one of the other companies. Um, it has the passenger seat there that does a whole 180 there. There's an actual table that comes out between the front and the back there. There's a refrigerator, microwave, air conditioning. Most of them have EPUs, for all your electronics stuff. He's got a double bunk there plus his closets. So they're pretty roomy, they're pretty spacious, and many of the companies are making sure that they're giving the drivers nice accommodations because they're going to be out there for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time in some cases. All of the seats now in the trucks in these days are all air ride seats, okay? Lumbar, things like that. So again, it's all geared for driver comfort and the feature creatures of home, right? Here's an owner operator truck. I just love this truck just with all the lighting that they've done and things like that. This is a truck we saw at a show. Again, here's another typical work type of a truck. You can see out, but nobody can see in these back windows here, right? Table comes out. Um, Microwave, TV on the other side, the bottom part of that closet, there would be the refrigerator. And again, lots of places to tuck different stuff in around the truck. Another owner operator, you can tell with the wood floor in here, and he's got his electronic logging device. In this case, he's just using a tablet. All right, we teach paper logs here as well as the electronic, but electronics are always going to break down. You have to have the paper with you anyway. It's the law, right? Lots of different types of driving jobs out there. You haul freight of all kinds for the Fortune 500 companies, as well as everybody else. Um, some companies are going to remain in the primary specific area of the country. Even when you're doing 48, you might go terminal to terminal rather than from consignee to consignor, things like that. So All the companies are trying to get you home more. That's what people are looking for. Most companies offer mostly weekly home time, great pay, steady runs, and of course those wonderful company benefits. $35 a week for health insurance for just the driver. That's pretty great. Bureau of Labor Statistics 2019-2020 says that the average general freight truck driver about 25, almost $26 an hour. Okay, this when the new numbers come out, this will probably be up in the 30s because of the cost of freight today. They're saying 46. We're seeing now 48 to 55 in that on a regular basis. Of course, grocery and related, they always make a little bit more money. Okay, so you can kind of see that here as well. Grocery related, before starting out at 65, they're close to 80 now. In plain English, if you're making $900, $1,000, $1,500 a week, that's great. Team drivers can make double that, okay? Because as long as the wheels are turning, that truck is earning. While you're sleeping, you're still making money because your partner's driving, right? What are the qualifications to come to national training? Very simple. You have to have a pretty clean driving record. Criminal background, pretty much you got to be clean for the last 3 to 5 years. Before that, there are some companies that won't hire you, but there's enough that will. Again, there's a big demand for drivers today. You have to have the physical ability to lift 50 pounds. You're going to get administered a drug test the first day of school, but in every company you go to, they're going to drug test you. And the drug testing now, it's done through a clearinghouse. So you can't go from company to company or state to state now in order to beat drug tests and things like that. So if, don't do this career if you're going to do drugs. Okay. Most important, we want to know what your intensity is to succeed. We want to ensure that you can benefit from this training before we start you. Before we take any money from you, we want to know, are you employable? Okay. Our placement record is somewhere around 97, 98%. All right. First day, our students are out doing pre-trip inspection. Right. You'll do pre-trip every day that you're there. You're going to know that by heart. Then you're going to go out onto our 1.25 mile private highway. Half the class, the other half of the class are going to go out to the backing pad and they're going to start backing. By the end of the second week, now you can have time out of the 4 weeks. Now you have time to go out onto the public roadways. Okay, and that happens usually at the end of the second week. Here's an instructor and a student, and they're going over every one of the gauges on the dashboard. There's lots of different gauges that tells the driver exactly what's happening with that tractor and with that trailer, right? 350 acre campus. Right here, we're looking at about 110 of the acres that we own, okay? This is a 1.25 mile private highway. I don't think there's any other schools out there that have anything like this. This is our backing pad here. This is a state of Florida testing pad. So our students, besides training here, they're also going to take their state exam here. So we have 3 state of Florida certified testers right here at the school. Our classrooms are here. All right, student parking lot. Pretty much our school, you could probably put all of the other schools, truck driving schools in Florida, would fit inside of our land here. That's how big it is. Placement is probably the most important thing that we do. We've been practicing our graduate to work program for a little bit over 38 years now. Everything we do has with you making money, going to jobs, and we want you to go to a job and we want you to stay there with that company for a year. There's no contracts. You don't have to, but in order for you to get all of the benefits and get the maximum amount of pay, you stay for the first year. You make yourself a home. We do a lot of one-on-one private counseling. Not everybody that comes to national training comes for the same reasons. Some want to work local. Some want to work over the road. Some want to drive tanker trucks or flatbeds or regular refrigerator trucks, okay, or regular box trucks, okay? So everything is different. We have a lot of different job boards. If you're looking for I know we still have some experienced drivers. I think we probably have one of the best job boards in the industry. You can go to truckschool.com/jobs. Here it gives you the jobs, and then you can push down on it and give you the history of the company. And in a lot of cases, we know who you're going to interview with. So if they have LinkedIn or anything like that, they'll tell you about the person who's going to interview you. So we do a lot of in-depth research on every job that we put up on our board. A lot of students come from all over the country to come to National. We are a destination school, so we do have made arrangements with one of the local motels. It's about 7.5 miles from the training facility. It's a 21-room motel, an old Florida motor court. They pulled out all the carpets and they put in all new furniture, tile, and it's just a nice, clean, comfortable, quiet place. And if you're a national training student, it's 4 weeks. They charge you $702. It comes out to like 20 for the 26 weeks. So there's a lot of benefits of going through this program, and it doesn't matter if you live, if you live more than 50 miles away. The motel is there. They do run promotions from time to time where there's a free motel if you're paying in full for the program and things like that. Talking about paying in full for the program, this program costs $6,495. Okay, there is a $75 administration fee, brings it to $65.70, and we have financing for everybody. I don't care if you have good credit, bad credit, or no credit. If you have the desire and you have the background, we can put you in a job, we can help you. After all, we've been doing this for a very, very long time, 43 years, right? It's all good. We have it all. We have the companies and we have the jobs. We have the industry recognition. We have impeccable governmental relationships. We have guaranteed tuition financing. Okay, so money's not going to be the reason you don't do this. We have over 38,000 graduates who possibly came here before you tonight. We have a program that's really fun to complete. And of course, we have an awesome, awesome training facility. That 350 acres, that 1.25 mile private highway where you learn how to upshift, how to downshift, and how to stop a 70-foot tractor trailer before you go out on the public roads, that's a pretty big deal. Again, we appreciate all of our students from the Department of Veterans Affairs, the VA. You can use your post 9/11 or your forever GI Bill. All of our students from the Department of Vocational Rehab from all the different states, the federal and the state vocational rehab offices, all the different workforce is that we work with around the country, as well as the Bureau of Indian Affairs. These government agencies send people to us because they know that these people are going to have jobs. They're going to be able to go to work and make a good living. National training is where the trucking companies come for new companies, and we do a webinar every other Tuesday. This week it was TMC. The Tuesday after next is going to be Schneider, and then after that, 2 weeks after that is Covenant. I believe CRST is coming in after that. So we've got lots of different webinars all the way up through the end of the year for you. I think Windy Hill will be coming up very shortly as well. Plus, most of these companies also visit the school. Okay, so if you're coming to school, you might have 7, 8 different companies that are going to come and try to recruit you. So they come in during lunchtime, or they come between your 3 o'clock, 3:30 break that you get, and they're going to try to tell you about their company and recruit you. Most of our students have 2 to 3 job offers even before they graduate. Some students, when you're talking to your representative, they work it out where you actually have a pre-hire before you even start class. So give your representatives a call. We can help you. Let's open up the phone line, see if there's anybody that has a question. You can go ahead and raise your hand. Be more than happy to answer any questions about the companies, the benefits, national training, the school, the programs that we offer. A lot of you may not know that the rules and the laws are changing February 7th of 2022. And there's a new mandate coming out that's called ELDT, or entry level driver training, which means that you can't just go and get your CDL on your own anymore. You'd have to have some sort of a training certificate in order to be able to set up a state test. That's not just in Florida, that's throughout the whole country. So that's going to put another big knot in the shortage of drivers today. Okay, so the shortage isn't going to get better, it's going to get worse. Any questions? All right, so our next webinar is going to be on Tuesday, November the 16th, 2021. It's going to start at 6:30. It's with Schneider and Mr. Terrence Henry. Schneider and Terrence Henry. We also have an open house coming up this month, November the 13th, on Saturday, November 13th. If you're within the 200-mile radius, it's worth the drive. It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. We have a couple of different companies coming out. They're going to do some presentations. Everybody's going to get to ride in the truck, drive around the track, that 1.25-mile track. We're also going to be doing our heavy equipment demonstration. So you're going to be able to actually operate either a bulldozer, an excavator, articulator loader, or a tractor loader backhoe on that Saturday. It's a great day for the whole family. Bring the kids, bring your cameras. It's just a whole lot of fun. Okay, and that's going to be Saturday, November 13th. It starts at 9 o'clock. The classroom session will start right at 9:30, and most people will be done by 11:30, 12 o'clock. Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming to the webinar tonight, National Truck Driving Webinar. If you have any additional questions, we open up tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Some of you already have a representative that you're working with here at the school. Our number is 1-800-488-7364. Your lost time is costing you big money. It's all good. Just make sure you give us a call. We can help you. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night. To get out of the webinar tonight, it's very simple. All you got to do is go up to your control panel where it says File, and it says Exit Leave Webinar. Okay, and if anybody has a question, they can raise their hand again. I'm more than happy to open up your microphone and you can ask a question. Otherwise, thank you for being here. So if everybody would go to Exit and Leave Webinar, we appreciate it. Thank you. Paul, do you still have a question? Don, question? Nothing? Billy? Okay. Okay, Billy, I got your question here. Yeah, don't just go through your background with your recruiter, and he'll be able to get you a couple of pre-hires ahead of time before you would start school even. Okay, very good. All right, thanks everybody. Go ahead and hit File, Exit, Leave Webinar. Have a great night.